From cities to beaches, in January of 2017, the AC Presidential Scholars explored every aspect of Japan.
When we first got there, you know, everything felt extremely different and weird, like, especially when we got to Tokyo first, so, you know, I feel like that's like Japan, like that's what you think of, that's what you see most on like movies and TV and stuff. So like to see all like the really tall buildings, like they make the most of every single bit of space that they have, because they have to, you know. It's like there would be buildings that looked like about 10 feet wide but like 100 feet tall. It's crazy.
The best part of Japan for me is the nature. The scenery there is just so beautiful, even in the winter when some trees are dead but there's enough mountains and evergreen trees there and the ocean and lakes there that it's just so beautiful.
My favorite day was about in the middle of the trip. We went to Lake Ashi and we were out on a cruise ship, and you could just see the ocean and the mountains.
The air is so different, like you can see the view of the city, and everything is so tiny, and you're just really amazed about what God created.
The scholars experienced some close encounters with local wildlife.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
You want map?
He does want the map. Go away. You can't have it.
They will attack you. I mean, I don't know if it's because the food, they smell it on you. One bit me on the thigh.
The first monkeys that we saw, we were kind of at the back of the group that was going up there, and we're like, oh, we're gonna go take a selfie with the monkeys. So I go up and I take a selfie with the monkeys, and then Frankie goes up behind me as I'm walking back to the trail, and I look back at him, and one of the monkeys is chasing him and he's running.
Students say one of the most impactful parts of the journey was visiting the site of the United States dropping of the first atomic bomb.
You hear about it. You hear about it, you read about it, but until you're actually there and you see at the museum and like you see the historical, like you see the kids, like, because they had a lot of the stuff about kids. I mean, they hit you hard.
We did have a lecture after going through the museum from a daughter from a survivor.
They were like, we don't blame you guys. And the fact that we can go there and we don't feel like we're being pointed at and being, you know, just we're the target, it was different to see that different perspective.
Another educational aspect of the trip was the dining.
There was one specific thing, I guess it was with the raw sushi. I don't know what it was, you couldn't chew it.
Some of the meals we ate, I was like, oh, do I eat this eyeball or do I kind of leave it there?
I didn't starve. Everything was edible. Everything was at least okay. I'm sure everyone else around me seemed to love it. Everyone was like, oh my God, this is so good, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, I mean, it's edible. It goes down.
Green tea and chocolate ice cream.
The food that we ate was not very much at all like what we have here. I was really excited for the Japanese food, but it was way different than what I expected.
There was another dish, it's called like okonomiyaki or something. It was really interesting. It had like cabbage, noodles, a crepe, bacon, and like an egg and barbecue. Things that you would not think of putting together, but the Japanese do, and they make it wonderful.
Students enjoyed many opportunities for cultural exchange during the 11-day trip.
I feel like I learned a lot about how much they respect each other and how everyone is, they're all very kind.
They're very family oriented. Honor and respect is very big in their culture over there. People were very, very polite over there.
Hi! The students visited a Japanese retirement home where they spoke to residents about Texas and showed them how to dance the two-step.
That was awesome. They were very sweet, elderly people from what we were translated.
Look at this teamwork.
The journey wrapped up with a dinner with Japanese university students.
We got to meet all the college students, and we got to cook stuff on our own, although it wasn't really us, more Yumi and some of the college students, but they couldn't really cook at all either.
I did learn a lot about the students' life. Like whenever we had a college night, we met with Japanese university students, and their life is a lot different from ours.
Our college student was very school-minded.
They're really focused on their studies. That's what I would say.
Japanese people, they're more towards their grades, and you don't have that much freedom there.
I think they have very high standards.
Students say the trip was the experience of a lifetime.
A really important thing that I learned about is that there's more than one way to live life than just living life in Texas and the United States.
We learned so much. We get to tell other people about how much we learned.
You know, we were all kind of in like a completely new environment with a new culture, and we didn't know the language, and so we all had to figure out how to do it together.
Traveling is the best education.
We've learned a lot. We had experiences that freshmen don't get in college.
I can't even put into words how amazing it is.
The opportunity is, again, once in a lifetime. Again, most people don't get to do this. I never thought, if you were to come and approach me 1 year ago today and say, you will be in Japan this time next year, I'd say, get out of here, no way.
The battle stands for peace, so we ring it as a group.
I learned that there's a whole world out there, that it's mine for the taking.
Experiencing another culture is something that can't be taught in the classroom. It has to be experienced firsthand like this.
It's a priceless experience for the things that you gain and the stuff that you realize not only about their culture and their home, but your own culture and how things are over here.
It's a lot different, like looking at something in a book, like versus like a picture of it, or seeing it actually in person. You're like, wow, this is really here.
Okay, let's move on. This was Shige.
Anyone ever has the opportunity of traveling anywhere, not even just Japan, just anywhere, and learn new things, because there's so many things to learn out in the world.
You just have to chase after your dreams and you have to achieve it. And there's so much to see. There's so much world to see.
I'll definitely be traveling a lot more after this trip.
I think I'll just appreciate and respect more like the differences in cultures and how we're all kind of just humans. And it was just an amazing learning experience to see a completely different culture and how nice they are and how kind of similar they are to us, even though they're halfway across the world.
And in the end, there was just one thing that stood out about Japan.
The toilets and the bathrooms, they were all extremely clean.
The toilets are amazing.
They have heated toilet seats.
I didn't actually try all the features on the toilets, partially because Morgan tried it first and I could hear her screaming in the bathroom.
All the toilets had seat warmers. That was my favorite part.
Toilets were amazing. The candy was amazing. Our tour guide Yumi was super sweet. And this is definitely something I'm going to treasure for the rest of my life.